That belongs in a museum.
Yeah, absolutely. And Rosty here, not necessarily feeling quite as good. Went from having a pretty full board to just a single Shadow Beast. Sea Giant still stranded.
Yeah, the problem as well is there's not really a lot of burst potential in his hand other than Soulfire. So with the Rogue on 19, there's a chance he might just save, so play some minions and then try and Soulfire to end the game. But I don't know, there's a chance that we might see Soulfire now to kill the 3-3 and then just try and develop the board. Maybe gang boss Soulfire.
Yeah, looks like he may just
going for the full Forbidden Ritual.
And this is just, I think, a recognition of I'm in a really bad spot. I have to just hope my opponent doesn't have Fan of Knives. Yeah. And, we see that Bradford Lee does not have Fan of Knives. So Rosty able to develop a really big board. He's already seen a sap, so if his opponent doesn't fan this board, it's very likely he'll be able to play Sea Giant next turn. And that will potentially just be the window that he needs to just get enough threat to win the game.
Yeah, it looks like Bradford's all in on Gadgets and Coin Prep. Fan of Knives.
Well, he doesn't necessarily have to have that fan this turn. Obviously, he'd love to fan and clear the board, but he does have Conceal to protect this Auctioneer. And interestingly, Rosty has a full board, so because of this Conceal, Bradford, very heads-up play, not clearing off a minion, just going face. Now Rosty can't get any more threat in this board. He has 7 minions, and thus, can't play a Sea Giant, can't play a Defender of Argus.
Okay, real talk. Do you Soulfire one of your own minions to play the Sea Giant?
I mean,
because one, if you throw Sea Giant, that's scary. But the problem is just because the board is 7 damage, to be fair, so it'll put your opponent to 11.
But how do you win the game? How do you win the game if you do that? Your opponent has 7 damage on the board. If they have Sap, you've thrown away one of your best burst cards in order to just put a Sea Giant down that gets sapped and doesn't get played again. I think he's just going to go ahead and send everything at face and just hope to find more damage to end up closing out the game.
Yeah, with his opponent on 18, you put them straight to 11. That's very, very low, and there's still all the minions on the board. And if Bradford Lee would have had Fan, I'm pretty sure he would have played it. That's got to be the mindset.
But I think this is just going to be lethal, right? There's Eviscerate, double Cold Blood for 12. Yeah, this is definitely lethal after that tap. Bradford Lee, has a little bit of a slow start in this game, but able to find what he needs and close the game out to tie up the series 2-2 against Rosty.
Yeah, we've seen it throughout most of the day today, where these players are just going back and forth with their matchups. It's just been really close sets overall, as Bradford Lee does get the win finally with his Rogue, and he can move on to some of his other decks going forward.
That's a very key win, as we mentioned. That Warlock deck from Rosty, probably the only matchup remaining